Can you remember where you were when the results of the 2020 U.S. presidential election were announced? The tension, the anticipation, the uncertainty? The world watched as Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States, lost his bid for re-election to Joe Biden. But have you ever wondered, why did Trump lose? Today, we'll be delving into the complexities of that question. First and foremost, we should discuss the basics of the U.S. election system. The president is not directly elected by the popular vote. Instead, the Electoral College has the final say. In the 2020 election, Joe Biden not only secured the majority of the popular vote, but also won the decisive Electoral College vote. Next, we turn to the unusual circumstances of the 2020 election. The COVID-19 pandemic saw a surge in mail-in and early voting. Biden's campaign was quick to adapt, encouraging supporters to vote early, and this strategy appears to have paid off. Speaking of the pandemic, we mustn't underestimate the impact of Trump's handling of the health crisis. This was a contentious issue, and for some voters, their criticism of his response may have been a deciding factor at the polls. Another key element was the historic voter turnout. More Americans cast their votes in 2020 than in any previous election. While both candidates benefited from this increased participation, it's clear Biden was able to capitalize on it more effectively. Looking closely at the demographic shifts, particularly in some swing states, we can identify another contributing factor. Changes in voting patterns among suburban voters and seniors, for instance, seem to favor Biden. After the election, Trump and some of his supporters made allegations of widespread voter fraud. Despite the lack of substantial evidence, these claims may have influenced public sentiment and further polarized the electorate. Media coverage also played a significant role in shaping public perception. The portrayal of Trump's presidency, policies, and handling of various issues certainly had an impact on voters' decisions. Lastly, we come to the contentious issue of personality and rhetoric. Trump's unconventional communication style, while attracting some, also alienated others. The impact of his demeanor and rhetoric on the election results cannot be underestimated. To sum up, the 2020 election was a complex event, influenced by a multitude of factors. From the mechanisms of the Electoral College to demographic shifts, from the impact of the pandemic to the role of media coverage and public perception, each played a role in Trump's loss. Indeed, the reasons are multifaceted and may vary depending on individual perspectives. But at its core, the democratic process is a reflection of the collective will of the people, a diverse electorate expressing their views through their votes. The outcome of the 2020 election is a testament to that complexity.